2 more areas. Let's talk about that initial interview. I gotta say, I was really surprised to see this one on the list because candidates say that 70%, 70% of applicants said they would jump ship if they thought a robot was conducting their interview. 70. So my broad advice here is to not use AI to conduct an initial interview. Nobody likes asynchronous interviews except for narcissists. That's one of those things I can't say on most webinars, but I can say since I'm the host, right? Like the only people who like sitting there and like answering questions without any feedback or eye contact. Exactly. And look in the chat right now. We made that mistake. We earned some ugly Glassdoor reviews. And worst consequence is that people got sued. Search asynchronous interviews and the word sued sometime if you're interested in that. However, I think we can still use AI for interviews. Here's some suggestions. If you have hiring managers who are like, I don't know what to ask. If you want to create consistency in the questions they're asking, coach them on how to use AI to generate interview questions. All right, write me 15 interview questions based on this job posting. Questions should help me assess technical skills. So, right, when we're setting up interviews, we want to tell people what they're responsible for assessing, give them the original job posting so that they can actually understand the skills they're looking for. This is a way to use all of those inputs for good. Now, this next question is the one, and this actually came up yesterday on a webinar, and I went ahead and added it for this session. Are these questions legal? What bias do these questions show? ChatGPT will admit when it's messing around. It'll admit when it's being biased. I think that's one of the most interesting features is that it actually knows. It knows that it's screwing up, and I guess that makes it superior to humans in that very small way, right? But it can tell them where these biases exist. It can help you tell and coach people on where bias exists. Here's another really good use for AI during the interview process. Use it to prepare candidates. You know, we did an inclusive candidate experience webinar a couple weeks ago, and my friend Jen came and she just gave a breakdown of how she prepares candidates, and she's recruiting at Reddit right now. And I love these, and these are all things you can use AI for. Number one, giving options for accommodations. Do not just say, we provide accommodations. Ask ChatGPT, what are all the accommodations I could offer during an interview? Make them realistic. Provide people a list. Let them pick because they are more likely to tell you they need an accommodation if you actually tell them what accommodations are available. Next one, communicating details, okay? I love writing emails and I often forget some of the most important details. So I'll ask ChatGPT to give me a template for a webinar invite. And it'll show me all those little details that maybe I forgot to use. Ask ChatGPT to write you a detailed interview invitation. And it'll tell you that, like, maybe we should tell people where the bathrooms are. Maybe we should tell them what time to be there, what to wear, who they're talking to, and all of those details. It's just going to give you good infrastructure. You can check in regularly with candidates. It can tell you what a good timeline is, pre-write them. And this last one got the biggest reaction. I would love to know, type yes in the chat if you'd love to see this, is a landing page with sample interview questions. Here are the types of interview questions we ask. All right, so if anybody's wondering if you should do that, look in the chat right now. You want some quick feedback? Do this. It doesn't have to be on your domain. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to include every single role, but my God, just give people a sample. Give them an idea of the questions you're asking. There's absolutely no reason. Thank you, Nicole. There's no reason to not provide these. And if you have those managers who are like, well, we shouldn't be providing the questions up front, it gives an unfair advantage. No. How people answer is where they create advantage, not knowing that they're going to answer the question. And by the way, most people, their job is not sitting in front of a panel of people who are judging them and making a decision. That's 99% of people do not measure their success based on someone else staring at them and judging how well they answer a question. So it's probably not the best indicator of success anyway.